Welcome to the Checkout Point, your quick dive into this week's e-commerce buzz with me, Alex, powered by Blicket. These 20 minutes pack the latest trends, news, and insights. Let's navigate the digital marketplace together. Ready? Let's go!
Hello and welcome to the Checkout Point by Blicket.co, your 20-minute power pack of everything e-commerce. I'm your host, Max, and today we're diving into the heart of e-commerce news for week number 19. Let's unwrap the dynamic shifts that are rocking the digital shopping world. First up, we'll explore the seismic shifts at some major e-commerce giants, including Amazon. We're talking about changes that go beyond mere tweaks. These are game changers that affect everyone from the smallest vendors to everyday shoppers. What new rules are being set, and what does this mean for the competitive landscape? And then, we're zooming into Amazon's notable 12% growth in U.S. sales this quarter. What does this increase tell us about where consumer confidence is at right now, and how is it impacting everything from local retail to environmental concerns? It's a multifaceted discussion you won't want to miss. Next, get ready to delve into the evolving world of e-commerce technologies. We'll uncover how extended cookie usage and new tools like Google's Performance Max are revolutionizing online advertising, privacy, and more. It's a deep dive into how these technologies are transforming the shopping experience for you and everyone else. Followed later by a critical look at the EU Accessibility Act. We will dissect its implications, not only in Europe, but globally. How is this affecting global commerce and consumer rights? Plus, we'll take a glimpse at how the USPS is adapting its strategies amidst these changes. Finally, we will wrap things up with the latest strides in e-commerce operations enhancements. We're talking about groundbreaking trends and tools that debuted early this year, reshaping not just business efficiency, but your personal retail experiences too. Stick with us through these insights and get ready for a fresh perspective on the digital transactions shaping our world right now at the checkout point. Don't touch that pause button. Let's get this journey started. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects not just the big box retailers, but also the small vendors, and ultimately, us, the consumers. The world of e-commerce is undergoing some significant changes, and we're going to explore what this means from several different angles. Let's unwrap the layers hidden behind recent updates from companies like Ruby Lane and Amazon. First up, let's talk about Ruby Lane. For those who might not be familiar, Ruby Lane is a niche marketplace known for offering antiques, art, vintage collectibles, and jewelry. Recently, they announced that they're raising their selling fees. Now, you might wonder, why does this matter? Well, it matters because Ruby Lane cited a surge in costs as the reason for this increase. This isn't just about a company looking to make more money, it's about the pressures they are facing from multiple sides: increased operational costs, inflation, perhaps even changes in consumer demand. This kind of decision can have a ripple effect. For the sellers, higher fees might mean higher prices for goods to maintain their profit margins. For buyers, this could mean shelling out a bit more for that vintage comic book or antique vase. It begs the question, how will this affect the marketplace's competitiveness? And what about the charm of niche markets in the shadow of e-commerce giants? Speaking of giants, let's pivot to Amazon. On May 1st, Amazon announced changes to its new low inventory fee. This decision reflects a strategic shift in how they manage their massive inventory. Unlike Ruby Lane, Amazon operates on a scale where inventory management can make or break the logistical backbone of their operations. So, why tweak the low inventory fee? Well, it's complex. On one hand, it could be seen as a move to ensure more efficient use of Amazon's warehouse space, which is at a premium. On the other, it influences how sellers manage their stock, pushing them to make more calculated decisions about inventory, which ideally reduces waste and possibly even prices. But there's a bigger picture to consider here. Both Ruby Lane's and Amazon's policy changes highlight a critical theme in the realm of e-commerce: adaptability. The landscape of online shopping is not just about consumer trends, but also operational challenges. Companies large and small need to adapt. But these changes are not made in a vacuum. They ripple out, affecting every link in the chain, from seller to buyer. What's essential to gather from this discussion is not just how these changes affect stocks and sales, but how they reflect a broader economic environment and the perpetual dance between maintaining profit margins and customer satisfaction. As we continue to push forward in the digital age, one thing remains clear. The world of e-commerce is ever evolving, and with every change comes a new set of challenges and opportunities. So, whether you're an online shopping aficionado, a small business owner, or just someone curious about the dynamics of digital marketplaces, these changes are something to watch. They remind us that behind every policy update is a web of causes and effects that touches all of us in different ways. What are your thoughts on these changes? Do you see them as necessary adaptations or as additional hurdles for sellers and buyers? Let's keep this conversation going, and maybe, just maybe, we can unravel more about the intricate tapestry of e-commerce together. All right, let's dive into the intriguing world of e-commerce, particularly the recent performances that have quite literally changed the way we shop. Today, we're zooming in on Amazon, a name synonymous with online shopping. In the first quarter of 2024, Amazon reported a 12% growth in its US sales. Now, that might sound like just another statistic, but let's unpack what it really tells us about our buying habits and the giant strides being made in the e-commerce sector. First off, a 12% growth in sales is no small feat, especially for a company as large as Amazon. This suggests not just a growing reliance on digital shopping platforms, but also a significant shift in consumer confidence. People aren't just buying more, they're buying more confidently online. It raises the question, what drives this increased trust and reliance? Is it the convenience, the efficiency, or perhaps the evolution of technology that e-commerce platforms leverage? Speaking of technology and efficiency, let's talk about another phenomenal achievement by Amazon. Imagine this. Billions of items were delivered within a single day across the US in just the first quarter of 2024. Billions. This level of logistic prowess isn't just impressive, it's revolutionary. It highlights a major leap towards instant gratification in the consumer market. You click today, and voila, your product is at your doorstep tomorrow. This kind of efficiency doesn't just happen overnight. It's the result of incredibly sophisticated algorithms, robust data analytics, and a finely tuned logistics network. But what does this mean for local retailers and smaller businesses? While consumers revel in the convenience of fast deliveries, local shops face an increasing pressure to keep up. This escalates the conversation about the competitive pressures exerted by giants like Amazon on smaller entities. How do they compete? Could this be fostering an environment of innovation and urgency among smaller players to revamp their business models? Let's also consider the environmental impact. With billions of packages shipped at breakneck speed, the carbon footprint of such operations is something that cannot be ignored. How is Amazon addressing these environmental concerns amidst this explosive growth? Are sustainable practices being prioritized, or is the race to deliver fast overshadowing the ecological impacts? These questions are not just theoretical ponderings or speculative musings. They are real issues that affect real people, from consumers and business owners to environmental activists and policymakers. Understanding the nuances of e-commerce market performance, like Amazon's recent reports, can help us navigate these complex landscapes with more awareness and responsibility. To sum up, while Amazon's growth and its ability to deliver a staggering number of packages rapidly may seem like a sheer success story, it is multifaceted and has widespread implications. It's about more than just the convenience and speed. It's about the trajectory of consumer culture, the pressures on small businesses, and the environmental footprint left behind. As we move forward, it's imperative that we continue to monitor these trends, ask tough questions, and demand more sustainable practices. So, next time you click that Order Now button, think about the myriad of elements at play that ensure your package lands at your doorstep. And remember, every purchase we make is a vote for the kind of world we want to live in. Welcome back, dear listeners. Today, we're diving into a hot topic in the world of online shopping and digital marketing, the storm of emerging e-commerce technologies. Buckle up as we explore how giants like Google are reshaping the way we think about shopping and advertising online. First up, let's talk about something we all have been hearing a lot about: cookies. But not the kind you eat, unfortunately. Google recently decided to delay phasing out third-party cookies in Chrome browsers till 2024. Though it might sound like a minor tweak, it has rippling effects across e-commerce. With these cookies, businesses track user behavior to serve targeted ads. The delay indicates two major things. Yes, there is industry apprehension about finding effective alternatives. And yep, it sparks a push towards creating more privacy-focused marketing solutions. This shift gears us towards a critical junction between maintaining effective advertising and enhancing user privacy. Next, we segue into a groundbreaking tool from Google, Performance Max for marketplaces. Imagine advertising your products without even having a website. Sounds a bit futuristic, doesn't it? Well, Performance Max lets sellers utilize Google's machine learning to place ads across various platforms without needing a traditional online storefront. This means small businesses or individual sellers can reach vast audiences just as big corporations do, democratizing the digital advertising world. Accessibility seems to be on the horizon, changing how independent sellers approach the market. And speaking of markets, Google's dominance in the search engine realm is facing some challenges. Their market share has seen a dip while competitors like Bing and DuckDuckGo climb up the ladder. What does this mean for e-commerce? Well, the playing field is leveling, folks. With more options for search engines, businesses can diversify their advertising strategies, potentially leading to more competitive pricing and innovative ad products. It's a reminder that in the tech world, adaptation and diversification are key to staying ahead. So, let's zoom out and look at the big picture here. What we're witnessing is a transformation in digital commerce. With evolving technologies, the bridge between businesses and consumers is being redesigned. This isn't just a tech upgrade, it's about making digital markets more inclusive, private, and user-centric. And who knows? Next time you click on an ad, it might just be a beacon of these emerging technologies at work. Isn't it thrilling to be part of this ever-evolving digital era? Stay tuned and stay curious, because as we've seen today, the world of e-commerce will continue to surprise us with innovative twists and turns. That's all for today's journey into the future of online buying and selling. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and as always, keep listening. Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches on both our daily lives and the bigger picture of international trade and security, regulatory and compliance issues. Specifically, we're exploring two major updates that could impact everyone, from global merchants to the average mail recipient. First up, let's talk about the EU Accessibility Act and its potential ripple effects across the globe. Imagine you're shopping online for the latest gadget or a new book. Now, whether you're in Miami or Madrid, changes to accessibility standards in Europe could affect what you buy and even how you buy it. The EU Accessibility Act isn't just a policy tucked away in government files, it's a game changer for inclusivity, ensuring that everyone, regardless of their physical abilities, has equal access to products and services. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This act doesn't only apply to companies within Europe. It stretches its arms out to any business wanting to engage with this massive market. So, if a tech company in Silicon Valley or a small artisan shop in India wants to sell to anyone in the EU, they need to comply with these new rules. It's a classic example of how one region's regulations can have a global impact, pushing for a more inclusive world. Isn't that something? Now, shifting gears, let's peer into another pressing issue, one that might be a little closer to home for many of you. We're talking about the security and reliability of something we often take for granted, our mail. With increasing reports of postal theft and the need for better tracking, the call for feedback on USPS scans has never been louder. Every day, millions of letters and packages crisscross the country, holding everything from birthday cards to vital medications. When these items go missing, it's not just an annoyance. It can be a serious disruption to someone's life. The push for more robust scanning and tracking methods at USPS highlights a critical aspect of compliance: accountability. By providing feedback on USPS services, citizens aren't just voicing their concerns, they're actively shaping how these services evolve to meet modern demands. So, the next time you drop a letter into the mailbox, think about the complex system it navigates through and how important your voice can be in enhancing its journey. Both of these issues, the EU Accessibility Act and improving USPS services, underline a powerful theme. In a rapidly evolving world, regulations are vital. They ensure fairness, reliability, and inclusivity. By complying with and influencing these regulations, businesses do more than just follow rules. They connect more deeply with their customers, and postal services do more than move mail. They secure trust. So, whether it's understanding international laws or giving feedback on local services, remember, your participation counts. It shapes economies, it protects rights, and quite literally, it delivers results. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep pushing for a world that meets the needs of everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back, listeners. Today, we're diving deep into the world of e-commerce, specifically focusing on a critical aspect that often doesn't get as much limelight, but is absolutely vital to success: e-commerce operations enhancements. We've got some exciting new trends and tools that have rolled out in early 2024, and these are set to redefine how online businesses operate. First off, let's talk about the latest investment trends in operations as highlighted in the chart's Investment Trends in Operations Q1 2024. This year, we've observed a significant boost in investments directed toward enhancing logistic capabilities and integrating advanced analytics into e-commerce platforms. What does this mean for your favorite online shopping destinations? Well, businesses are now able to process orders more efficiently and manage inventory with astonishing precision. This is a game changer, not just for businesses, but for us as consumers too. The speedier processing means we get our packages faster, and the inventory management means fewer instances of that frustrating out-of-stock message when we're hunting for our favorite items. Moving on, let's talk about those brand new tools that dropped into the e-commerce arena on April 29, 2024. The landscape of e-commerce tools is ever evolving, and this year, there's been a particular emphasis on customer service and personalization technologies. Imagine visiting an online store that not only remembers your preferences, but also suggests products that are actually relevant to your interests and needs. These tools are making shopping online not just a transaction, but an experience, a really, really good one at that. But what's truly exciting here is how these operations enhancements are making the entire online shopping ecosystem more robust. For instance, with better operational tools, small businesses can now compete more effectively with the big players. They can offer similar, if not better, customer service and efficiency, thanks to these accessible, powerful tools. In a nutshell, these advances in e-commerce operations aren't just about business efficiency. They're about transforming how we, as consumers, interact with online marketplaces. They're about making our online shopping experiences smoother, more personal, and yes, more delightful. So, as we watch these trends evolve, it's clear that the future of e-commerce is not just growing. It's evolving in ways that make our lives easier and our shopping experiences more enjoyable. It's a win-win situation for both businesses and consumers. And that, dear listeners, is something we can all look forward to. That wraps up our deep dive into e-commerce operations enhancements. It's thrilling to see how technology continues to revolutionize not just the way businesses operate, but how they connect with and serve each of us. Until next time, keep clicking, keep shopping, and keep enjoying the marvels of the digital age. Thank you for tuning in. Hey everyone, Max here wrapping up another episode of The Checkout Point by Blickit.go. That's all for today's roundup of the e-commerce trends, news, and strategies for week number 19. Thanks so much for tuning in. Just to recap, today we peeled back the layers of significant shifts in the e-commerce world, from Amazon's strategies affecting the entire market to the critical updates like the EU Accessibility Act that are changing how commerce works globally. We also delved into how advancements in e-commerce technologies and operations are transforming both the market and our shopping experiences. Each segment offered deep insights into how these changes impact both consumers and businesses. As always, remember this content is powered by Blickit.co, where you can find more detailed information and resources to get you further in your e-commerce journey. And that's a wrap for this week's episode. Be sure to tune in next week to catch up on the latest in e-commerce news, trends, and strategies. Don't forget to check out Blickit.co for more valuable content. Until next week, keep innovating and stay ahead in the digital shopping era. Thanks for listening to The Checkout Point by Blickit.co. Take care and see you next time.